In this video, you will learn how to add online forms to your website to gather responses. First, we'll cover how to create a form asset in the CMS. You'll start by hovering over the Content tab, then selecting Assets. Click New in the upper right corner, and then select Form. Start by filling out the Asset Info section. Provide a descriptive name to help you search by keywords when you're ready to insert the asset. Also add a description giving any extra details about how the form is used on your site. This description won't be visible anywhere except in the asset. It's just helpful for the next person who needs to update it. Leave the tags field blank, as tags are not being used with assets. Now go to the Elements section to begin building your form. When putting your form together, keep in mind that any instructions or details other than the actual form fields should be added as content on the page, either by adding text to the main content area or as part of the form callout. This is to make sure the content is accessible to everyone, and it's a key digital accessibility requirement. To add a form field, drag in the respective type of element from the Form Elements list, or click on its plus sign. Provide a label for the field telling people what they should fill in, like first name or last name. The field name will populate automatically based on the label. To make the field required, select the Required checkbox. To have the form return an error in the event of a missing or incorrect response, add an option from the Validation dropdown. You can check email addresses for proper formatting to be sure there's an @ mark and a domain, or you can check that a field uses a minimum length, like 10 digits for phone numbers. If you do make a field required or add validation, provide a failure message. The failure message should be clear about exactly what someone needs to do to fix the issue, like check that their email address is formatted correctly, or to check that they've entered a 10-digit number. Repeat this process as needed to add the rest of your form fields. When adding radio buttons, checkboxes, drop-down, or multi-select, you can have as many items as needed by clicking Add. You'll need to configure one or more email notifications to send when the form is submitted successfully. Dynamic fields can be added in the to, from, subject, or body of the email message. dynamic fields automatically pull in the information submitted on the form. For example, to send an email to the person who submits the form, include an email address field with the form to capture that information. Then add the name field of your form element between two sets of curly brackets. In this case, email address. You can send multiple emails, such as to yourself or to someone in your department, by entering that email address in addition to or instead of the submitter's email. Separate multiple email addresses included in the to field of the email message with semicolons. Now, you can provide a success and failure message that tells the user whether the form submission has gone through successfully or unsuccessfully. Under Form Settings, type a success message that will appear in green when the form is submitted successfully. Alternatively, you can select a URL redirect from the success message dropdown and click on the file chooser to take the user to another page within the site, perhaps to complete additional steps. You'll also need to type a failure message that will appear in red at the top of the page if the form submission fails. Click Create and publish the form asset. Be sure to provide a version description that describes your changes. Once you've created a form, it can be added directly to the page by inserting your asset in the main content area, which is ideal for longer forms because it'll display using the full width of the region. You can also add your form to the callout column using a form callout, which is ideal for shorter forms like this. Start by navigating to the page where you'd like to place the form by clicking Pages under the Content tab. Open the page for editing. Click the green Edit button to access the callout editable region. Maximize the content region, then click the Show Blocks button to make your changes easier to see. Click inside the Manage Form Asset field. Click the Insert Edit Asset button, which looks like a square with two arrows. Use the All Types drop-down and select Forms to filter assets by this type. You can type a keyword from the name of the asset to further narrow the asset selection. Click Insert to add the form asset. You can save and exit to preview your changes. Note that you should only ever have one form asset on a page. To test the form asset, publish the page and then view in a new window. Fill out the form and then click Submit. If everything looks as expected, you can publish to the live site. When you're ready to access the form submissions, click Asset under the Content tab. Use the filters to find your asset. Once you have your asset open, click on Form Submissions. You can then click on Export CSV to download a CSV Excel file with the form submissions. If you entered your email address in the Send To field, you'll also receive submissions via email.